Welcome to my first attempt at making a video for statistics. This lesson is going to cover the first portion of 7.3, which is the central limit theorem. And we're going to use the following problem. In a national study, 50% of first-time college students had difficulty with time management. Suppose we took a random sample of 225 students. What's the probability 45% or less have difficulty with time management? So the first thing we have to do is figure out what P is, the proportion, and then we need to also figure out what N is, the sample size. So let's do that first. So let me grab my pen. And what we've got going on here is that the P is 50%. So P is 50. And N, our sample size, is 225. And already you can tell I do not make videos often. All right, cool. Now you may be wondering, what about this other portion, about 45% or less? That's going to come in with our normal calculator and shading. But before I can do that, I have to first make sure it passes the central limit theorem. So what the central limit theorem does is it says that it has to be random. And yes, we had that word over in our problem. And then it has to be large enough. And that's that really weird n times p and n times 1 minus p. And we need to make sure that both of these are bigger than 10. All right, so I'm going to take 225 times my percent, which is 50. And we're going to get the very lovely 112.5, so half a person. And then if I do 225 times 1 minus 0.50, you're going to see that in this example, both numbers are exactly the same, which are bigger than 10. Woohoo! I get to use the central limit theorem. It passes. Okay, so what that means to us is that I can now draw this shape. And I get to put P, which is 50% right here. And now I can go ahead and figure out using StatCrunch what the likelihood is that it's 45% or less. So I'm guaranteed that this will be a normal distribution with 0.5 in the middle. And, I need my standard error. That's our standard deviation that we're going to put into our StatCrunch. So for this problem, the standard error is 0.5 times 0.5, because this is 1 minus 0.5, all divided by 225. And we are going to get you guys figuring this out? Or am I doing it for you? I'm sure I'm doing it for you. It is 0.033 repeating. All right, cool. So that means that in just a second, I'm going to go to the normal calculator in StatCrunch. I'm going to use that with 0.50 and now 0.033. So let's go to part 2.